okay, now ladies, if you know you bad, don't.
Welcome back to Just Ladies. I am Angie Mlay and today I have Avril and she's amazing.
Okay.
So now I want us to talk about what is your dream collabo?
Wow. Dream collabo. Let me categorize it into 3.
Alright.
Dream collabo Kenya. Would have to be with Juliani. Dream collabo East Africa. No, I will not say Diamond.
Yeah, actually. Why didn't you do a collabo with him while you guys were doing Kesho?
But a collabo it doesn't have to have a musicality aspect to it.
Really?
I featured in his video, which was collabo enough, because at the end of the day, everyone is always like, do Kesho, and I have no verse on Kesho, so I have to just sing over Diamond's voice.
Yeah.
But I would really love to explore Uganda. I'd love to do a song with Irene Tale from Uganda. I think she has brilliant ideas when it comes to music.
Yeah.
International, no, let's go continental. Continentally, I would actually love to do a song with either Tiwa Savage or wow, it's a tough year. Because now I did West Africa, now I'm trying to come back down.
South Africa.
Maybe Black Coffee from South Africa, because I feel like he has this nice Kwaito thing going on, but it's also like a house thing.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see how our 2 sounds would be able to collaborate. And also, of course, produced by Heavy K, I think is amazing. Internationally, Beyonce, of course.
You really love Beyonce.
I love Beyonce. I love Beyonce. She's an amazing, hardworking woman. I think she's the epitome of what a musician is supposed to be like, or an artist is supposed to be, because she's not afraid to work. And if we could, as an industry, if we could embrace that kind of hard work and actually reward it, then we could be on the right track.
Okay. So it's only Beyonce, nobody else?
Probably Neo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would be a good collab.
Yeah. I love the way he writes.
Yeah.
He sings the most simple of lines, but it sounds so good.
Beautiful.
And you're like, why didn't I think about that? You know, it's he's a fantastic songwriter.
Okay, so let's move to your acting. We're gonna show you a clip of her doing a little bit of her acting, and we'll be back.
Mzuri sana. Nitupa?
Simeelewa tu.
Nimekuja kujulia hali. Unaendelea vipi?
Vema.
Sikundi kwa lounge siku hizi. Ama ni Martin alikuwa anafanya uje kwa lounge? Umeambiana? Sikuwa baya.
Sijamwambia bado, lakini nitamwambia tu. Habari ya kazini?
Si mzuri, biashara ndio imekuwa ngumu.
Kila mahali. Nini ba?
Niko na habari. Na sio mzuri.
Kuhusu nini?
Kukuhusu. Oscar alikuwa mmoja wapo wa magaidi walioshambulia Martin kwako.
Oscar? Mbona Oscar? Sijai kuwa na shida yoyote na Oscar.
Sijui, lakini ni vizuri fanya uchunguzi.
Sio ni kazi ya polisi ama?
Hata ukiambia polisi hawatakusaidia. Fanya uchunguzi kwanza.
Nitaanzia wapi?
Pole pole tu. Utajua ukweli. Umeleta kipi kipya?
Sijawahi kukudanganya. Na siwezi anza leo.
Haya sawa, niambie. Ulienda ukajitafuta, ulijipata?
Kwa nini unafikiri niko hapa?
So we're back with Avril. That was her doing her thing there. So let's talk about your acting. What was your first role that you ever did, and how did you get it?
My first role on screen was Misbehave on Sugar.
Yeah.
I basically acted myself because I was a musician, I was an artist, but you were seeing both lives of the artist. You were seeing her as Belinda, and you were seeing her as Misbehave. And with Misbehave, she was the artist. She was the persona people just knew. And then Belinda was the persona behind the artist. And you would see her vulnerabilities. You saw the mistakes she made when it comes to basically sexual health and sexual improprieties. That's the word to put there. Yeah, so that was my cameo on screen. Then later on, I moved into, with the same production, with the same Kenyan production that did Sugar, that was Allison Productions, I did Mali. And with Mali, I featured in a couple of episodes, which was quite challenging, because at the end of the day, you have to realize that my cameo was on Sugar, and I did how many episodes? Like 2-3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then here, fast forward into Mali, and I'm doing almost 10-15 episodes. That was quite intimidating, but it was fun, because you see, with acting, I always say it's so different from music. And I had the late Whitney, rest her soul, she said the same thing when she did Sparkle.
Yeah.
It was so much more into actually getting yourself into something completely different, but not forgetting yourself sometimes, because you actually see some of yourself in some of these characters. And for her, just like me, it's a completely different experience. You see, with music, you get into the studio and it's effortless. You just sing, and life goes on. But with acting, you get into people's lives, into people's mind state. Why would someone be in such a situation? And that is a completely different ball game. So for me, it's been so good. After Mali, I did News of Gold, which is on Mnet, Dis TV. And then I did, after that, I did Sumula Penzi, which is, should believe on Go TV as well, on Maisha Magic Swahili. So those are the things that I have done so far. I've also featured in a couple of movies here and there. The 2 movies that I did for, we're calling them Amof's movies, which were originally Kenyan movies, which were done for DSTV Kenya. And that was an amazing experience, because then again, I had to explore different characters in different places. With Sumula Penzi, I was a lady, I was a woman, and I was acting in Swahili, which was fantastic.
Was it difficult?
It was initially quite difficult, because at the end of the day, you have to speak Swahili and nothing else. And the script is in Swahili, so you're reading it in Swahili. Swahili is our language, it's actually our first language, second language after your vernacular languages. But our Swahili is not like the Swahili that East Africans are used to. Because you see, at the end of the day, when we're doing Sumula Penzi, it was a show that was meant for East Africa. So that means the Tanzanians lazima wataweza kusikia unachosema, wa Kenya pia wasikie unachosema, wa Uganda pia waweze kuelewa unachosema. So getting your script was in Swahili, and reading it was Swahili, interpretation was in Swahili. It was amazing. It was fantastic. It was hard at first, but once you get into the flow of everything, it was just awesome.
What's the hardest role you've ever done?
Hardest role would have to be, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it because it's not yet out. But I just played the role of a lady called Karen. She's a young girl between the ages of 20-25, and she's just spoiled. I would never be that spoiled, because Karen is just spoiled. She's one of those small sisters that you just do not want to be associated to, because she's into drugs, she's into drinking, she's into boys. She knows no limits, and she always has an excuse to everything. And when something is not working, she always has an alternative to it working somewhere else, and it's not always the best of ways for it to work out. So yeah, that was quite hard, especially putting myself in that mind state, and also putting myself into that age bracket, because at the end of the day I'm not 25 but I had to put myself into that age bracket. Think like a teenager, and especially a teenager of this particular time, or rather a teenager who just did not grow up.
Okay, now let's talk about cyberbullying. You've been cyberbullied a couple of times. Tell us, how do you get through that?
It's quite unfortunate, but cyberbullying has become almost like an everyday thing for not just me but so many people, and unfortunately it ends up even affecting very young girls and boys, because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna lie, I'm 18 and get into Twitter and get into Facebook, get into Instagram. And how I deal with it, I take it every day as it comes. Of course it will hurt you once in a while, because you wake up in the morning and you have 400 notifications and you're wondering, why am I being trolled on Twitter, on Instagram? But it's just because someone decided to do this, to do that. Someone decided to hack into your stuff and do all these things. How I deal with it, take it one day at a time, and also ignore it. It's hard. It's very hard to ignore it. But I just have to, because if I don't ignore it, then it's going to eat me up and I will not do what I need to do, because at the end of the day I'm just stuck in that emotional turmoil, so to speak, and not moving into what I need to do, because I'm just thinking about what people are saying about me, what people have a perception of me or such. So I try very hard to ignore it. I will notice it, but I will ignore it. I will not keep it in my mind. I'll grieve for 24 hours and move on very fast.
Okay, what's the worst comment you've ever seen? The one that just like, why would this person actually write this?
Wow, some guy, and unfortunately it's usually the guys, not even the women, they're just as bad. But this one was from a guy, and he posted, I'll paraphrase it because I can't remember exact words that he used. He was like, recently I came out and said that I had acne, and I had acne for the past 10 years. So he wrote, these are the effects of using ARVs. So insinuating that I'm HIV positive. That was really, really hurtful. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, why would someone just go on Twitter and put something like that? That was very, very hurtful. I just blocked. That's what I usually do by that. I just block. I mute you, I block you. And I've done that. So if you look at my block list, it's like, you can actually open a new social media movement using the people I've blocked on my social media. Yes, that was quite hurtful, because at the end of the day, if someone sees that and 10 other people see that, they immediately have their own perception and they think, oh, this is, you know. I'm not saying that the people who are who are suffering, or rather living with HIV and AIDS, are not people, or they should be, you know. It just was hurtful because it's not true, you know. But then again, you can't prevent these things. People will say what they need to say, especially now with the democracy that people have and saying what they need to say. That was quite hurtful. I wish I had reported him so he can come and beg for forgiveness, like what that guy did with the Caroline Mutuku. One day I will, and just wait and see how you feel. Lock you in jail for a few days. Think about what you've done.
Tell us, what is the most embarrassing moment that you've ever gone through?
Most embarrassing moment. I was dating someone at the time, and I like doing small things for people. And that particular time, the person I was dating loved having ginger, lemon, hot water, and honey in a cup. Java call it, what do they call it? Dawa. Dawa has a bit of vodka, doesn't it?
That's the cocktail one, but actually I definitely call it dawa. When you go there, you say, I want the hot, and they're like dawa. And I'm like,
really? Okay. So I bought it for him and went to meet him. And when I did just get into the car, the bottom part just opened up, and that oh my god, I want to use a word that is not meant for TV. But it really burnt my thighs, and that was an experience I never want to remember. Now, we're going for a date.
Yeah.
So I was all wet. Nothing could happen. I had to just go home.
Oh no.
And that definitely was, because I wasn't very close and familiar with him at that particular point in time. So that was quite embarrassing. I have 2 embarrassing situations. Another one, I was younger.
Yeah.
I was way younger, and I was in a class. I was in an animation class.
Yeah.
For TV production, and I happened to be the only chick in that class. So a particular Friday, I don't know. I just said, let me just wear a skirt.
Oh, this is not going anywhere.
Went to the toilet. Came out of the toilet, and the bottom bit of the hem of my skirt was stuck to the top, and my bum was open for everyone to see. That was very embarrassing.
That is very embarrassing. And as she goes through those emotions, we're gonna take a short break, and we're coming back with more of Avril. Stay tuned.
Okay, now